Hello everyone and welcome to my coloring corner. Today is Matters Monday, and of course it's because art matters, because your imagination can change the world. This is written by Neil Gaiman and illustrated by Chris Riddell. And I have found that I really enjoy coloring Chris Riddell's illustrations, and Neil Gaiman has added a lot of really interesting and very controversial but um, necessary statements to the artwork. So today's is, let's see, so this is today's. I believe that you have the absolute right to think things that I find offensive, stupid, preposterous, or dangerous, and that you have the right to speak, write, or distribute these things, and that I do not have the right to kill you, maim you, hurt you, or take away your liberty or your property because I find your ideas threatening or insulting or downright disgusting. You probably think some of my ideas are pretty vile too. And it has a chain to a hand here, and we will be coloring that with Prisma Premier colored pencils. I'm going to switch you over to the close-up camera. Almost switched to the to the disclaimer. That would have been funny. Here's the close-up of that. Okay, so there we are on the close-up camera. I'm going to turn on the light. Now I have a bunch of the Prismacolor pencils on my desk already because I was doing things. So let's start with lavender, grade lavender. And of course I have a piece of paper behind the page just because it likes to bleed onto the other pages if you press hard. So now I don't know if you can see the grade lavender very well. Let's see if I turn this down a bit, if you can see a little bit better. It's just the shadow color for areas of the hand. So I have been using my Prismas, and I have gotten a few things colored. I finished the daffodils that we started on Saturday, and I have posted those. And of course in the Discord I get bored, and people are all coloring and laughing and having fun together, so I decided to color too. But I have been good, and I have been using my Prismas. Now, yesterday I had a horrible, horrible headache, so I went and laid down for a little while. And when I got up, my husband had a package on my desk. And he had brought in and bought me the Prisma Verithins. So now I have more Prismas, but I have the Verithins so I can get into those tight little spaces, which is awesome. I was so impressed that he was listening to me when I was doing my video. It was very cool. All right, so the next color we're going to use is not that one. I'm looking for a specific color. I don't think I have it out. So we'll have to grab it out of the bag. So this one. Next one we're going to use is peach. And we're going to go right over top of the grade lavender with the peach. And bring it out a little. I'm going to have to watch DJ's Colorful Escape and see how she does her skin tones. She uses Prismas for her skin tones. I'm just going by what I remember. What I normally do with other pencils. which is probably what gets me into trouble with my prismas. I have issues with prismas. They don't like me much. But I will conquer it. And I will learn. And I will get better, just like everybody else. To face the demons. The Prismacolor demons. So the meaning to me for this page is that no matter what you see and what opinions you have on somebody else's opinion, and this is very pertinent right now. There's a bunch of things that are going on that I don't have a um, popular opinion on, and somebody wanted to know my opinion and then got very upset with my opinion and my thoughts. So, I walked away. I just agreed to disagree and um, tried to eliminate the controversy and walk away. And I don't know if this upset the person or not, but she doesn't seem to be talking to me anymore or recently. So I won't say anymore, but recently. But it's my right to have that opinion, and you have your right to your opinion. You have your right to voice your opinion, but I have the right to walk away. Just the same as the last page outright stated, I have the right to walk away if I don't agree with you. I'm not going to get into a fight with you over it. It's an opinion. Opinions are, as the old saying goes, opinions are like bums. Everybody has one. The old saying is a lot worse than that, but I'm not going to say it here. But, I know that I have an unpopular belief on that or unpopular opinion on that. So that's one of the reasons why I avoid talking about it. Because I know my opinion is unpopular. But that's perfectly fine. People don't have to agree with me. I don't expect people to agree with me. All right, so we've got the hand done, I think. I think I'm just going to go over it with nectar in some of those shadowy areas, leaving the open areas in the lighter tone. The lighter tone is, sorry I didn't say it, light peach. So I've gone through with the grayed lavender, the peach, and the light peach. And now I'm going through with nectar just to finish it off. I just thought it needed a little bit more color. But everybody has the right to their opinion. And everybody has a right to walk away and not agree. We're adults here. We should be able to agree to disagree and have it be at that. We're not children on the school grounds. All right, so there's the hand all done. Now we're going to do the shirt. And we're going to do the shirt in a little bit of magenta to start. Not sure what these other lines are, but and then we're going to take a little bit of, let's use this one, processed red. It looks like we're going to have to do our shadows in a different color. As you can tell, I probably have used this pencil quite a bit. So that or else its core was one of the ones that was broken in my set when they came. Either way, it's a shorty. Now, this is not a coloring book. This is a reading book. So the paper in this, if you do decide to use it for this coloring hashtag, which is of course hashtag MattersMonday, make sure that you put a piece of paper behind it and try not to press too hard, and don't use a very alcohol marker or anything that's going to go through your page, because it will ruin your page. Okay, so I'm using Crimson Lake on top of that magenta just to darken up the sleeve a bit. And then for the chains and cuff, I'm going to use silver, and I'm going to use a bit of gray, 90% cold gray. So we're going to put the 90% cold gray on the shadowy areas as well as on the edges. Just bringing it in a little bit. So that when we go over it with silver, it still shows that shadow. If the silver bleeds it out, then we'll go back over it. So there's two different ways, of course, of coloring. And I do both. And one is from dark to light, and one is from light to dark. And sometimes with different pencils, especially wax-based pencils and that sort of thing, your light to dark won't work very well. Or dark to light, I mean. Because the light will take over the dark. But I find with the metallics, you don't have a lot of problem with that. But if you do, you just go over your shadow areas and your lines a little bit, and just darken them up a little. Don't use your finger. Don't do what I just did, because all it's going to do is smudge it. So we have a special brush that some lovely, lovely lady bought me at the Lynn. Alright, so now we're going to do the chain. And this time I'm going to do the light first, because I found with that it bled out or washed out, I should say, the dark. So I'm just going to put down the light first, and then I'll go over it with the dark. I find that the metallics in the Prisma set aren't the greatest metallics, but that's okay. Silver is one of those, and steel, that sort of thing. The silver metallic is one of those pencils that is easily manipulated to look the right way. Gold, on the other hand, is a little more difficult. All right, then we're going to take our 90% warm or cold gray. Oh, that's warm gray. Huh. I don't want cold. Well, why was it in the cold? Where's my 90% cold gray? That's slate. My 90% cold gray is in the wrong place. I wonder why that looked a little off to me. So this is warm gray, this is cold gray. And there we have that. Now I'm going to take my handy dandy little box of finger pops here, and we're going to put in just a touch of a background, I think. Now these are just finger daubers that I have ink on from my inks. These are almost dry, so it's not going to go through the paper. But it's still going to give us color. I am going to actually speak on something that's fairly newsworthy right now that's going on. We have a war going on in the Ukraine, and our lovely artist Tatiana Bogoma is in is it Kyiv? And hopefully she is safe and her family is safe. But keep her in your prayers, because she is a wonderful, wonderful artist, and we would be very saddened to lose her for any reason. Okay, so I've put down a bit of an orange, or a green, sorry. I'm thinking maybe a bit of an orange on top of it. Just a little bit of it, and little spots. Just that, give that a little bit of a darker browny kind of colory look there. There we have it. And there we have our Art Matters for the day. Move those out of the way. I'll switch you back on over to the main screen. And it says, I believe that you have the absolute right to think things that I find offensive, stupid, preposterous, or dangerous, and that you have the right to speak, write, or distribute these things, and that I do not have the right to kill you, maim you, hurt you, or take away your liberty or property because I find your ideas threatening or insulting or downright disgusting. You probably think some of my ideas are pretty vile too. And we've got the hand in chains. Tomorrow or next Monday's is going to be this one, and then we're going to start a new chapter in the book, and we will discuss the chapter that we just finished and what it stands for. And with that, I want to say thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this Matters Monday, because art matters and you matter. Your imagination can change the world. It's not just words. This is a thing that we can do as artists, as colorists, as people. We can change the world with kindness, love, attention, and art. There is no right, there is no wrong way to do art. Any which way that you decide to do it is perfectly fine and up to you. And of course, as I said on one of my last videos, there are things going on in our community, as well as in our world, that aren't very lovely. And I think that Neil Gaiman hits the nail right on the head. Everyone has the right to their own opinion. Everyone has the right to dislike somebody else's opinion. However, you don't have the right to hurt somebody to make your point, to put your point across. You don't have the right to slander somebody just because you didn't like their opinion. All right, guys, with that, I would like to say thank you all very much for joining me. Always remember to like, comment, and subscribe to any YouTuber that you watch. It does help us out a lot in our own personal self-esteem demons, but it also helps us out with the YouTube algorithms. So if you find something that you really enjoy, please make sure you hit that like button so that you can see more of it. Also, be kind to one another. Always remember to relax, color, and stay safe. Until next time, bye bye for now.